If you clicked on this video because you genuinely want to know which YouTubers created products so strange, so unexpected, and sometimes so downright confusing that people were left wondering, what were they even thinking? Then you're exactly where you need to be. You're going to get every weird product story you came for, but that's not all. Along the way, we're diving into facts so bizarre and fascinating that they feel almost unreal. And yes, by the end, you'll also find out about a game that almost every athlete in the world could play, except one very famous competitor. And there's a reason for that. Let's start with something that sounds like it belongs in a thriller movie, but it actually happened. In 1958, during the height of the Cold War, a bomber from the United States Air Force was involved in a mid-air accident near Tybee Island. To save the aircraft, the crew released a hydrogen bomb into the ocean. Not a small device, a hydrogen bomb. For 10 weeks, teams searched using sonar and divers trying to locate it, but the bomb disappeared into shallow water, buried somewhere under layers of mud. To this day, many believe it still lies 10 to 20 feet underwater. Occasionally, there are reports of radiation spikes in the area. Officials have stated that recovering it is not feasible. So somewhere beneath the ocean floor rests a relic of global tension that was never retrieved. Now, imagine this. Today, we store milk in refrigerators to keep it from spoiling. But in old villages in Russia and Finland, people had a very different method. They would place a live brown frog directly into the container of fresh milk. It sounds shocking, but the milk stayed fresh longer. Later, scientists discovered that certain compounds released from frog skin can inhibit bacterial growth. Without modern refrigeration, they had stumbled onto a biological preservation trick that actually worked. Sometimes what seems primitive hides surprising science. In 2015, researchers discovered something equally fascinating about human health. People who are socially active, who regularly interact with others, hug and maintain physical social contact, have a lower risk of getting sick. In contrast, individuals who are socially isolated show higher illness rates. The study suggested that socially active people not only fall sick less often, but also recover more quickly. Why? Because social interaction reduces stress hormones, strengthens the immune system, and increases antibody levels. Sometimes a simple hug can do more than you think. Even in the animal world, relationships matter. In several dog breeds, male dogs intentionally lose while playing with female dogs. Even if they are physically stronger, they hold back. Scientists call this behavior self-handicapping. The male dog may roll onto his back or avoid using full strength, allowing the female to win the play session. The point isn't dominance, it's maintaining positive interaction. Tea lovers might relate to the next one. In Britain, tea isn't just a beverage, it's serious business. After World War II, the British Army began installing boiling vessels inside armored vehicles. During the war, soldiers who stepped outside to make tea were vulnerable to enemy fire. Some even lost their lives. So, the solution was simple but brilliant. Install systems inside the vehicles so soldiers could prepare tea, coffee, or hot water safely. Even today, many consider it one of the most essential pieces of equipment in military vehicles. Let's talk about naps. A study analyzing data from individuals aged 40 to 69 found that people who regularly take short daytime naps show a difference in brain volume equivalent to being 2.5 to 6.5 years younger compared to those who don't nap. Doctors suggest that brief daytime naps can help preserve brain health. That quick afternoon rest might actually be protecting your mind. In 2016, another study revealed that singing for even just 1 hour can significantly reduce stress levels. Singing triggers the release of cytokines that strengthen the immune system. It also releases endorphins, which elevate mood. So, if you sing loudly in the shower, you might actually be doing your body a favor. Now, let's look at something cultural. Around 20% of the global men's beauty care market comes from South Korea. Perfect skin is often associated with confidence and self-respect there. Influences from K-pop and media personalities have encouraged men to adopt detailed skincare routines. Men in the country spend over $1 billion annually on creams, serums, and masks. It's not just a trend, it's an industry. On the health side, consuming instant noodles more than 2 or 3 times a week can significantly increase the risk of heart disease and diabetes. They are typically high in sodium and saturated fats. Many doctors recommend limiting instant noodle consumption to once a week at most. Now, about that game almost everyone could play. At the Wimbledon Championships, audible profanity can result in fines up to $2,000. Umpires are trained to recognize offensive language in more than 20 international languages. That means no matter what language a player uses, abusive language can be penalized. Imagine a highly expressive athlete who wears his emotions openly, someone like Virat Kohli. With such strict rules on language, that game might not suit him very well. If you often forget someone's name immediately after they introduce themselves, you're not alone. Psychologists call it the next-in-line effect. When someone tells you their name, your brain is already busy thinking about what you're going to say next. A simple fix? Repeat the name immediately. Nice to meet you, Rohit. Doing this can increase your chances of remembering by more than 50%. There's also buzz circulating online that the upcoming Avengers Doomsday could have a runtime of 3 hours and 45 minutes. If true, it would surpass Avengers Endgame, which ran for 3 hours and 1 minute. While there's no official confirmation yet, the possibility has sparked plenty of discussion. A large study examining 12 million Swiss citizens found that the likelihood of dying on one's birthday is 13.8% higher than on other days. Researchers referred to this as the psychological postponement effect. Some individuals subconsciously hold on until reaching a meaningful milestone like a birthday. After the celebration passes, their body may finally give in. Now, let's get to the weird products made by YouTubers. First, there's Casey Neistat. In 2015, he launched an app called Beam. The idea was to eliminate fake perfection on social media. Users would press their phone against their chest, covering the proximity sensor. The phone would automatically record 4 seconds of video and upload it instantly. No preview, no editing. The goal was authenticity. The reality? People accidentally recorded their shoes, ceilings, random strangers, or nothing meaningful at all. By 2017, the app had failed. Later, CNN acquired the company. Then came Belle Delphine. In 2019, she launched Gamer Girl Bathwater. It was exactly what it sounds like. Bottled bathwater sold for $30 each. Around 600 bottles sold out within 3 days. Eventually, PayPal froze her account, citing violations of its terms of service. It remains one of the strangest influencer products ever created. In India, Mumbai Nikhil launched a clothing brand called Label MN around 2021-22. While there was initial interest, sales gradually declined. His audience followed him primarily for biking and travel content, not fashion. The brand technically still exists on platforms like Amazon, but it never achieved the massive scale some anticipated. Vijay3Guy, a short-form content creator with millions of followers on Instagram, started a ghee brand called Gold Scoop. The product seemed unexpected because much of his audience consists of children and teenagers. Purchasing household ghee is typically a decision made by adults. As a result, the brand didn't logically align with his primary audience demographic. Finally, there's Saurav Joshi, one of Asia's largest family vloggers with nearly 40 million subscribers. In 2023-24, he launched Kunali Toys, an educational toy brand focused on mechanical and STEM-based products. The toys ranged from approximately 900 rupees to 10,000 rupees. Initial responses were mixed. Many parents felt the prices were premium compared to cheaper alternatives already available. The brand remains active on its website, but it hasn't reached the massive scale some anticipated. Now, let's step into schools around the world. In Japan, there are no janitors cleaning classrooms daily. Students clean their own classrooms, corridors, and even bathrooms after school. This practice is called osoji, designed to teach discipline and responsibility from a young age. In Finland, students don't face nationwide standardized exams until about age 16. The focus is on creativity, curiosity, and practical learning rather than constant testing pressure. In China, students are given an official nap break of 30 minutes to an hour after lunch. Schools often provide folding beds or mats. Authorities believe afternoon rest improves focus and memory. And in some schools in the UK, students are discouraged from forming just one best friend. The idea is that relying on a single close friendship can create social exclusion or emotional difficulty if that friend leaves. Instead, students are encouraged to build broader social circles. From missing hydrogen bombs to bottled bathwater, from frogs in milk to billion-dollar skincare industries, the world is full of strange ideas that somehow became real. Some worked, some failed spectacularly, and some left everyone scratching their heads. The internet has given creators immense power, not just to entertain, but to experiment. Sometimes that leads to innovation, other times it leads to bathwater in a bottle. And that's what makes it fascinating.